Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of On the Range podcast with War HOGG Tactical and Kelley Defense. I am Mark Kelley from KelleyDefense.com, and join with me, as always, is my co-host and friend from WarHOGG.com, Rick Hogg. How's it going, buddy?
Man, Mark, it's going great. We've got a great guest today. We've got Nick here with AGM Global Vision.
Yes, sir.
Nick, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me this morning.
Yeah.
It's great to be here.
Just tell the viewers, listeners a little bit about yourself, just so we can get that going, then we're going to jump right into your stuff.
Yeah, so I'm one of the sales account managers with AGM Global Vision. I've been here for 5 years, but 12 years overall in the firearms industry. I did about 5 years on the retail side of things before I moved into manufacturing, working for a firearms, an AR manufacturer here in Houston.
Okay.
And that's where I met the AGM guys, and it just kind of worked out. I was into the night vision thing, doing a lot of hog hunting, and that's how I came on AGM, and it's been great ever since. I mean, awesome company to work for. The people are amazing. The owners of AGM have been in the business for over 30 years doing night vision and thermal optics. So they know what they're doing. They have a great product, and they've been an amazing company to work for.
So correct me if I'm wrong. You guys are best known for your thermals, but you're getting into the night vision world.
We've always done the night vision thing, but we're really ramping it up this year. And exactly, we've been best known for our thermal optics, but we also offer a full line of analog night vision optics. So your Gen 2, Gen 3, green or white phosphor analog night vision image intensifier tubes.
So let's talk. You got a couple products here. Let's jump right in, right? Love me some night vision stuff.
Yeah, and first thing, all of our night vision is made here in the U.S. in the great state of Texas.
Okay.
So, exactly.
Yeah. You guys are doing your own tubes then?
We do manufacture our own tubes. We also use tubes from Elbit Systems America, which are some of the best tubes are made here in the U.S. So we can spec them out as for your needs, specifically to your needs. And like I said, we offer both Gen 2 and Gen 3, so we have a wide array of prices and budget points for specific use
cases. Gen 2, Gen 3, just for the viewers, listeners, so they're tracking with that, right? So I want to get into a little bit of night vision education because a lot of people don't know. So let's jump in.
Yeah.
Gen 2, Gen 3.
To make it easy for everybody listening, the biggest difference between Gen 2 and Gen 3 is the amount of ambient light that the unit can actually amplify. Without going into too much detail, your Gen 2 devices are not going to be able to pull in as much of that ambient light. So if you're in a really dark environment, like let's say you're in the woods and there's a tree canopy, you're not going to have as much ambient light from the moon and the stars to pick up, whereas a Gen 3 will be able to pick up more of that ambient light just because the technology is newer and the way it's designed.
So when you guys are looking at your nods, are you just dubbing them Gen 2, Gen 3? Are you putting FOMs in there? How are you guys doing all that?
We do. We grade them. In Gen 2, we'll have a range. The Gen 2 is a little different from Gen 3. Gen 2, we offer in one level. When we move into our Gen 3, we break it down even further. So we will take our tubes and we will grade them down level 1, level 2, and level 3 to provide even more price point options and to give people the ability to really get picky and choosy with what they want from their device. So we can get you the cleanest tubes you've ever seen, or we can get you something that's a little more budget friendly. So we have that ability and capability to really optimize it for customers.
Nice. One other question for you, and then let's jump into your stuff. So when your products are going out the door, are they getting spec sheets with them?
They are, yes, sir. Yeah, all of the units will come with a traveler and the official data sheets. If you're buying the high FOM systems, your advanced performance 2,000 plus FOM, you are getting the Elbit Systems data sheets as well as our traveler that comes along with those, showing all the specs. So, yeah, very very detailed. It's been really good. We actually do a lot on the international and law enforcement side of things. So all of our units are going to be mil-spec, PVS-14s, mil-spec PVS-14 that you've seen fielded around the world. We have these in service in several countries, and even here with U.S. government agencies and law enforcement.
Okay.
Now, before we go any further, where are folks going to be able to look for these items directly?
Yeah, so through any of our dealers or online at on our website, agmglobalvision.com.
Okay, and then there'll be a list of dealers. And
There'll be a list of dealers, dealer locator, everything
Okay.
there, and you can find tons of product knowledge or information on the website.
Okay. So what do we got, buddy? Let's go run through
Let's do
them.
the show and tell. I love the show and tell.
Yeah, we hit the 14.
I mentioned the PVS 14.
Yep.
Like I said, this is your standard mil-spec PVS 14 housing that governments around the world are using with their militaries. Pretty standard unit. This, I say, everybody needs a PVS 14 at some point. It's a great piece of gear. From there, we've got our dual tube goggles. This is the new UNVG 40. These have a 40-degree lens field of view, but we also offer both these and the PVS 14s in 50-degree lenses.
Okay.
So just a wider field of view. But these are the new lightweight housing. These are competing with your best night vision goggles on the market right now. As far as for military contracts, things like that, they meet all the mil standard 810G specifications. So these have been a really great unit for us. We do clip-ons that would mount in front of your rifle scope. We do binoculars, night vision binoculars.
Wow.
So not only what you see here on the table, but we do a full line. So there's much more to the night vision side of things than just what you see here.
Yeah.
When you get to like binoculars, clip-ons, things like that. One other thing we have here is our WLAD. This is our weapon laser aiming device. These are available in both a civilian power as well as a full power, so we can sell these to military and law enforcement.
Okay.
But just a great unit, and the price point is amazing. You can get one of these for around $795.
Okay.
And it comes with a white light, IR laser, IR illuminator, which is fully adjustable, and you have your visible green laser all in one package.
Wow, that is a good price point.
What's your lumens of your light thrown out?
That's going to be a 350 lumen white light.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then I'm just looking, so on your controls, so obviously your throw knobs, and we'll kind of throw this to the viewers out there. So which is doing which? Is your bottom, I'm taking your bottom's your laser since it's got the blue cap in there.
So this would be, and I'll turn this to the camera for you guys. This would be your low power or high power if you remove the screw.
Okay.
And then you have your, your flashlight, visible laser. You have visible laser. I'm sorry, flashlight only, visible laser, illuminator, infrared laser, and then both combined, which would be the.
Does it have a flood on there? IR flood?
It does, yes.
Okay.
The illuminator would be your flood, so you can narrow that down or widen it up as wide as you need it.
Okay, so just so we're tracking, right? Maybe I'm a little lost here. So to me, the flood is a separate IR beam, similar to a flashlight, but in an IR situation. Your illuminator is basically your dot.
No, your laser would be the dot.
Yep.
The illuminator is the flood beam.
Is the flood? Okay.
And you can.
We're good. We're good on verbiage. We're
yes,
straight.
sir.
Okay.
You can focus that wide or narrow, however you like
Gotcha.
it.
And I like it. It's in the back, so that's easy access. A lot of guys, when they're looking at IR lasers, to me, the flood's your moneymaker, right? And a lot of guys don't understand how to work that flood in different areas. So there's times that I need to go wider. There's times I need to bring it in and get more of that.
Yeah, if you're shooting out to distance, you can narrow that in, and you'll be able to reach out there.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yes, sir.
All right.
But yeah, one of the biggest things for us is making night vision and thermal affordable for everyone. So we have a product that has a serious performance at real world prices that people can actually afford.
Yeah.
What's some rough numbers?
Yeah, let's throw some numbers out there.
Rough numbers, your night vision goggles are going to start around $5,000 for dual tubes.
Yep.
And they're going to go up to that $10,000 price point, whereas some of your other options that are on the market are starting at $10,000 plus.
Yeah.
So we really kind of fit in there where everyday person can afford to get some real world goggles.
Sure.
What's the price point on the 14?
The 14 started around $2,500 to $3,000, and then the Gen 2, depending on if you get the wider green. And then they go up to around $4,500, $5,000 for the top of the line Gen 3 white phosphor.
And we ask that because that is important if someone, our listeners or our viewers are considering that for not just for their departments, but for themselves as well. They're going to want to know that right off the bat. But Yeah, I mean, those aren't the craziest numbers I've ever heard. In fact, they're probably some of the lowest, especially at starting point.
I mean, I know a couple years back, I dumped 10K on my goggles.
Yeah.
But then again, I was very specific what I was looking for.
Yes, sir.
You know, so I'm not a super Benvis guy. I'm an Anvis guy. People go, why you want Anvis? That's what I know. That's what I like. But, you know, it's funny. You're trying to talk to a company, and you're speccing out a set of goggles. Hey, this is the foam I'm looking for. Oh, by the way, I want green tubes. I don't want white. No, you want white. Okay, I don't, but, you know, so we can't provide that. I want, you know, Anvis, not Benvis, but you don't want that. I'm like, dude, I'm speccing out, like, be a good rep and just take my money and spec my goggles for me, you know? It's like they kept bucking the system. I'm like, you're killing me here, Smalls.
Yeah.
You know? So if a customer, I mean, you can give them guidance, but if somebody calls up and goes, hey, man, I want a 2300 FOM, you know, green goggle, you're either going to go, hey, man, we don't have those tubes. We might have to go with white in that level, or not going down the road of you don't want that. Now, you can educate, right? And I'm sure you've got your opinion, white versus green. You know, that argument's going to go back and forth. I've got my opinion. I'm a green guy, right? That's just me.
Yeah, and when it comes to that, it's really personal preference.
It is personal preference, you know, 100%. But you just educate, you know, oh, the white seems better. Well, okay, the white's also harder on your eyes, but that's here nor there. You know, we can argue these points all day long.
Yeah.
How much does those variations or those preferences, how much does that affect the price? Any?
Around $100.
Okay.
The difference between green and white is around $100.
Okay.
If you're looking at the dual tube goggles, you'd be looking at a $200 difference because
Right.
there's two tubes.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not a big, huge price difference there.
Yeah.
It really comes down to personal preference, and what we've seen in the market the last few years is just everyone wants white phosphor.
Mm-hmm.
You'll run into some guys here and there that are like, oh, I like the green. That's what I used. I'm used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it comes down to personal preference. For me, I think you get a little more contrast from the white phosphor, and that's why I run it.
And I wonder this. I'm going to ask you this question. This is a good one. So do you think you get the better contrast if you don't have as high quality? Because, I mean, I never had dramas with my greens, right? So I'm just looking for another person's opinion. What you think?
Yeah, it's really going to come down to, I mean, I think that for me, when I look through the white, it's just easier on my eye.
Mm-hmm.
For the green, I've used a lot of green, and for me, it doesn't matter which one I'm using.
Mm-hmm.
They both work the same.
Yeah.
And that's why it comes down to preference so much.
Sure. Sure.
So,
Yeah.
Okay. One last question. Where are we at FOM? Like, what's kind of our max FOM we're at now, or what can you kind of provide that customer if they're looking for, is there a FOM cutoff for you guys?
Yeah, and so the way that we grade our systems and have them priced out, if you look at our price list, you'll see our standard PVS 14, for example, Gen 3 white phosphor level 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll also have, a price point below that. I'm sorry, I missed your question there.
So I'm just looking at what's the max FOM you can provide for a customer.
Right. So our standard, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Our standard FOM range for your Gen 3 is going to be anywhere from 1,600 to 1,900 FOM.
Okay.
And then we offer our advanced performance line, which would be 2,000 FOM plus.
Okay.
We also offer customers, like, if they, for specific customers, we'll let them hand select tubes for an additional cost if people really want to get specific and have the specifications that they want to meet for that system.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, because I know people are going to want to sit there. And again, some people may know what we're talking about. Some people may be completely lost, right? Hey, what's this FOM thing? What are y'all talking about? But at the end of the day, it's, if I sit there and go, hey, I'm just looking to get some entry-level tubes, cool. But if you get somebody calls up and says, hey, man, I'm looking for 2,300 plus in green, Yeah,
and that's one of those military and law enforcement specs right now is minimum 2376. So we can do that all day long. And, we're getting tubes from Elbit Systems that go all the way up to the 3,000 FOM range.
Nice.
So
Wow.
we can really...
It's going to cost you.
Yeah,
yeah.
they are going to cost you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But there's people out there looking for those answers and stuff, and we really appreciate you coming here. What's that website again for you guys?
AGMGlobalVision.com.
Okay. Yeah. Great show. Thanks for being here, Rick. And for the viewers and for the listeners out there, make sure you check out otrcrew.com. It's a great way to support the show and get some extra bonus content, because the show always continues, always on the crew members page, Rick.
And for the rest of you guys, don't forget, train hard, stay safe, and we'll see you on the range.
Thanks again, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Yep.